Let's set up your email sequence. Go to My Communications and select Communications Sequences from the top menu. Click the green button to add a new sequence and then name it whatever your challenge is. Note here how there are two name fields, the internal name and also the public description. Your subscribers and their emails have a little button at the bottom where they can click at any time to decide that they want to unsubscribe. When they click that link, they'll get to see every list and sequence they are subscribed to. So my advice to you on this is always make sure that you're naming your lists and sequences in a way that tells them what kind of content it provides. In this case, we'll call it the 7-Day Healthy Habit Challenge so that they'll know if they unsubscribe from the sequence, they won't see any more challenge emails from us. Now, this is where some folks get a little overwhelmed and confused, but we're going to walk through this step by step. On the left, you will see your menu of sequence options. These are all of the things that you can add to a sequence. For the most part, you'll just be using send email, add remove tag, and complete. When you get into more complicated sales funnels, you'll add more logic and branches to your sequences. But for now, sticking with these should be sufficient. Let's start by adding an email. Then we'll walk through the triggers that can set off the sequence. To add an email, we'll just click and drag it from the menu onto the board below the starting rules box. Once we let it go, we'll see this Kartra menu pop up, and the first thing it asks is how soon after the trigger is set off do you want to send this email. We have options based on the way that we're going to be running our challenge and whether or not we added a welcome message to the form. Now, I like to give my current subscribers a chance to sign up for my challenges by asking them to click a link in an email. So I create an automation in the email that says, if somebody clicks this link, send them to the challenge confirmation page and add the challenge tag to their lead record. This saves them the step of signing up for the challenge on the landing page. Now, I don't need their name or email address again since they're already on my list, so this makes it easy for them to participate in my challenges. Now I'm going to set up my sequence with the tag as a trigger, which just means that my current subscribers and my new subscribers are all being added to this funnel in the same way, which is set up to add them to this email sequence. Now I want this first email to be the welcome message sent from the sequence immediately instead of being sent from the form. Now that I have told my sequence that anyone who has this tag should get this first email immediately, I'm going to move to the next step in the menu. I want this email sent any day or time, no matter when they sign up. So I leave all days and times allowed and I click Next. I'll name the broadcast Welcome to the Challenge and click Next. Here I'll set up my gateway, which is just telling the system how we want the email to be sent. And Kartra Mail is our gateway, which we set up in My Integrations, so we leave this. Here we can edit the sender name, and this is just the name that appears in someone's email inbox along with the email. The send from email is where the email is coming from, and this is where a reply email would go if your subscriber hit the reply button on that email. So these two emails need to be the same. Next, we'll choose who's going to receive these emails. Because we already know it should go to anybody who has this challenge tag, we're going to say that we want it sent to anyone who reaches this step and click Add and Next. Here we want to choose single email. A/B option would be for split testing if we wanted to send different versions of the same email, but we're not doing that today. Kathleen has provided a great framework for the welcome email, and all you'll need to do is just update it with your challenge specifics. I like to add some dynamic variables and personalize the email. Now let's add your subject line and add the email body text. Make sure you avoid adding big long walls of text, so break it up into smaller paragraphs. Also add some bolding, bullets, and italics to make your copy a little more visually appealing. Click Next. Here you'll see that Kartra runs a spam filter, so you'll see immediately if your email is high risk of being marked as spam. Now we click Next, and we can add some automation to this email, but we're going to skip that for now and click Create. So we now have the first email set up in our sequence. We still have to activate it and attach it to the starting rules. So let's set up the email sequence starting rules. Now this is what triggers your sequence to kick off. Here you can see that you have a lot of options: forms, tags, lists, purchases, page visits, a sequence, or an automation. Choose Tag and Page Visit and select your confirmation page. We're going to be adding the second, third, fourth, etc. email to the sequence in the same way that we added the first one. Make sure you download the content from the Dropbox link that Kathleen provides, and you'll just copy and paste the text for each email in the box here. Activate each email by clicking the three-dot menu and selecting Activate. Connect it to the email prior and the email that comes after by clicking the semicircle and dragging the line to the next email. The circles will turn yellow to show that they're connected. Make sure the send delay for each email is correct. Let's talk a minute about live challenges versus evergreen challenges. Now for a live challenge, that's when a challenge starts on a specific day and everybody goes through it together. You'll update the setting on the email for day number 1, and you'll tell it not to send until a specific date. Then you'll set each subsequent email to go out 1 day later. Now for an Evergreen challenge, you'll set that first email, which is the welcome email, to send immediately, and then you'll have the day 1 email send the very next day. That way it will automatically run for 7 days after someone signs up, no matter when that is. So quick tip for your emails. Make sure with each one that you're sending, you send yourself a test email to make sure that the links work and that you see how it looks on mobile. And if you haven't yet purchased Kathleen's challenge content, you can do that by clicking the link that is below the video. So now you have your challenge content all set up and ready to run, and you're ready to fill your funnel with potential clients.